Hi all, in this session we are going to learn about artificial intelligence AI. Here we can learn what is AI, how we are going to use the Azure native AI tool Copilot in the Azure cloud computing platform, how we are going to automate the tasks with the help of Copilot, how we are going to interact with the Copilot, everything we are going to discuss in detail, and I am going to show it to you in a practical manner as well. Let us quickly understand what do we mean by artificial intelligence. Here the AI refers to the ability of computers or software to perform tasks that are typically require human intelligence. Generally, while we are doing the tasks, what we are going to use? We are going to use the human intelligence. If you are integrating the human intelligence with the system, then the system only it can be able to perform the tasks which can be done by the humans. So that is nothing but the AI tools. Here in market we have a lot of AI tools are available like ChatGPT. There are a lot of AI tools are there. So Copilot is the one of the AI tool which has been developed by the Microsoft. So the task which we are going to do with the help of the Copilot, we will get the queries like if you are in the dilemma or the confusion in order to execute some kind of task, then Copilot will provide the required support for you as a helping hand. Like whenever you are in such kind of confusion state or whenever you are looking for such kind of support from the Microsoft, instead of reaching the Microsoft supporting team, first of all you can check with the Copilot team. So the Copilot is going to recommend you some steps. You can perform those steps in order to resolve your query. Still it is not resolved, then you can reach out to the Microsoft support team, but the Copilot will be working as a helping hand for you. Here let us understand in detail about the Copilot. The Copilot is one of the new feature in the Azure cloud computing platform. We can directly use this feature to deploy cloud services in Azure cloud computing platform. Means generally with the help of the Copilot we can do a lot of things. So here with the help of this Copilot you can be able to deploy the cloud services in the Azure cloud computing. And the Azure Copilot is an AI powered assistant integrated in the Azure portal. Generally where we are going to create the resources in the Azure portal. So in the Azure portal only the Copilot has been integrated. Here if you observe here, Copilot is there. Just click here. Then once you click here, it is going to provide one chat box. Here whatever the query you have, you can fetch the information from this simply by executing your query here. Once you press enter, then automatically the Copilot will understand your requirement and it is going to suggest you some kind of steps which you need to perform. Remember guys, the AI tool is going to help on us in order to perform the task, but it is not the replacement of your human beings. Means the AI tool is going to help you while performing the task. It is like a helping hand, but it is not the replacement of you. Okay, remember this guys. And it helps us to streamline cloud operations, provide insights means detailed information, and automate the tasks. And it is built on generative AI model similar to ChatGPT. So here in case of ChatGPT, what will happen? Generally, just like how we are going to make the communication with the human being, in the similar way, we are also going to make some kind of communication with the ChatGPT robot. So just like human being, we can make some kind of conversation. So what you are looking for, what is your requirement? So the ChatGPT based on your queries, it is going to provide the output which you are looking. So it is going to suggest some steps. In the similar way, the Copilot is also take the inputs from you and it is going to suggest some steps. What the steps you need to perform in order to get the required output which you are going to looking. Okay, it is like a helping hand. And what are the key features of Copilot? It is going to make the task automation. It is going to make the real-time recommendations and natural language queries. Here there is no specific machine language or there is no high level language is required in order to communicate with Copilot. Simply the natural language, with the help of the natural language you can be able to communicate with the Copilot in order to make resolve your queries. And integration with Azure services, seamlessly interacts with Azure services like compute service, storage service, network service, security, billing of Azure subscriptions, and learning and adaptations. And what are the benefits which we will get by using the Copilot in the Azure cloud computing? It is going to increase the productivity. Means why? Simply, if I have any query, instead of going somewhere or instead of asking the seniors about the query, simply by posting the query here, I can get some recommendations from the Azure, because of it is a Azure native tool. So it's know each and everything in the Azure platform. So simply by executing the steps here, what I'm actually looking for, so it is going to provide some kind of recommendations. It is going to increase my productivity, because of instead of depending on others, so I can ask the Copilot if I have any queries. Faster decision making, it is going to make the decisions very faster. Enhanced security, means it is not going to explore your any kind of information related to environment to any outside world, because of it has been developed by the Microsoft. So it is going to provide some kind of enhanced security while you are going to use the Copilot. The cost optimization helps to optimize resource usage and suggest ways to reduce the cost. So it is going to provide a lot of things. It is providing enhanced security. It is going to provide cost optimization techniques, and it is going to increase the productivity. There are a lot of things which we will get by using the Copilot. Here, what are the use cases of Copilot? Suppose if I want to automate the task, then I am going to use the Copilot. Why we are going to automate the task? Suppose you are doing one work on today, and if you are going to do the same task on tomorrow, yes, okay. If you are going to do the same task on daily basis, then it is a kind of, if it is manual work, then your time will be lost. In order to save your time, whatever the tasks which we are doing to in a regular manner, we are going to make the automation. Simply by clicking the simple thing, it is going to create the each and every setup which we are doing on regular basis. That is nothing but a automation. Whatever the things which we are doing on a regular basis, instead of putting the manual efforts on daily basis, we are going to automate the task which we are doing on the regular basis. That will save our time and efforts. So this, in this scenarios only, we are going to make the automations. Here we are going to use automation of VM setup. Suppose instead of creating the VM manually, if I have the script, by executing the script, automatically the VM will be done and readily available within the fraction of minutes. If I try to create the machine in a manual process, it will take some time. Maybe sometimes there will be a chance, there will be human errors will be there. But if I made the script, then there is no chance, because of as the script is already defined, then there will be no chance to get it any errors. And cost management, and it is going to get real-time recommendations how to optimize resource of cost and budgets. Means based on the usage of your resources, it is going to make some kind of recommendations to you. So how you can effectively maintain your resources in order to reduce the budget. Means excessively, if you make any kind of resources without using those resources, you are going to pay the bill to the Azure. So why unnecessarily you are supposed to pay the bill? So here, with the help of the Copilot, you will get some kind of recommendations. So this resource is under usage, then if you want to, you can continue, otherwise you can remove. It is going to make some recommendations to you. Security best practices means, suppose if there is any security breaches there, means suppose if you forget to close the port, suppose by default some ports will be open for VM or for any kind of resources in order to make the access. Suppose if the same port has been visible to the hacker, then they are going to make malicious attempt to your resource. Then it will cause a business impact. So it is going to provide some kind of best security practices, like enable the firewall rules, enable the security rules, like what kind of security rules can be recommended. Like this is going to the security practices. Even though if that is best fit for your organization, then you are going to implement. Otherwise you can ignore if you already provide the best security practices to your environment. Troubleshooting, so this is the one of the greatest podcasts, because of, so troubleshooting is the one of the great thing while we are working in the any kind of environment, because of if something happen, then we need to done the basic troubleshooting in order to understand what exactly happened, and we need to take care about the remedies. So here, while troubleshooting any kind of issues, the AI Copilot will help us a lot. So what are the steps which we need to take in order to troubleshoot it? It is going to provide the troubleshoot steps in order to understand what exactly happened to our resources, in order to understand in a better way. Okay, and as I already told to you, we can interact with the Copilot in order to, in a natural language, in order to get the required output, or in order to resolve our queries. Suppose simply language, suppose how many resources I have. So I'm going to log in. So here I'm going to simply steps. So how many resources I have? If you have any query right now, how many resources you have? I don't have any resources. Simply if you paste here, how many resources I have, it is simply saying no, there are no resources are present in your account right now. By using the simple language, you can be able to interact. Let us check how it is going to, how we are going to interact with the Copilot. As I already told you, it is a AI generative model. It is going to execute some kind of commands in the backend, and it will show to you guys. Here it is, so the total number of resources you have in the Azure is 0 because of there are no resource has been created. So that's why it is showing as 0. So I want to create one resource group. So generally how I will do, just click on create, and by mentioning the resource group name I am going to execute. But if you want to get the PowerShell command in order to create the resource group, how? Simply I am going to, I don't know the command. Assume I don't know the command. I don't know the PowerShell command for creating the resource group. Here I can ask the Copilot PowerShell command to create resource group. It is going to provide the PowerShell command. In the meanwhile, I am going to open the Cloud Shell. So from the Cloud Shell, I am going to run this PowerShell commands. It is going to create the services in my Azure portal. So here it is going to recommend you. Here simply copy. Just wait for a moment. It is going to take time once we had opened the Cloud Shell. So it is in the bash script. So I'm going to switch to the PowerShell. Once the PowerShell terminal has been opened, I'm going to execute the PowerShell command which has been suggested by the Copilot. Let us wait for a minute. Yes. Paste. Here. Yes. Simply it has been executed or not. The resource group name is my resource group. It is going to create the resource group in the East US region. If you want to check the same, just refresh here, check. The resource group has been created or not. Not only resource group, whatever the resources you want, you can be able to create. Suppose PowerShell command to check which subscription I have. It is going to show the PowerShell command in order to check which subscription you have. So it is going to generate some kind of PowerShell script. As you know, the PowerShell can be used as a commandlet or script in order to automate the tasks. Here, copy, paste. Get AZ subscription, it is the command. Here, right now, I only have one subscription, that is pay as you go. Is it reflecting or not? Yes. And if you want to automate the VM creation, so you can simply mention PowerShell script to create VM. Guys, if you want to do any kind of customization, simply what I had done right now, simply I copy and paste in the PowerShell, means like Cloud Shell. So suppose if you want to do any kind of customization, then please open the notepad and paste there, and whatever the modification you want, you can do the modification and copy it and run it. So this is that. Suppose I'm going to show to you guys. Notepad. So come here. Yes, this is the PowerShell script. Okay, my resource group is to go. So this is each and everything. Suppose if you execute this entire, already copied, and here just paste it. Simply it is going to create the, it is going to provide a resource already exists, or you want to do S. Means it is asking you the my resource group is already there, if you want to replace it or if you want to continue. Yes, I just want to replace it. So here it is going to create lot of things, because of while we creating Azure VM, it is going to create the virtual network, the public IP, and lot of things will be created along with the VM creation. Here let me check the new parameter subnet, something is missing, so that's why it is not. So let me check whether the VM will be created or not. Yes, my virtual network has been successfully created. And the next thing what I will do is I'm going to check the virtual machines. Here the, it is showing some error like new AC network missing an argument. So but anyway, we can make some customization to the script, and if we run again, then we can be able to create the resource. And here if you observe here, like right earlier, if I execute the same command, it is showing 0. But if I execute the same command right now, what it is showing? So right now I have how many resources I have, that many resources it is going to replicate here. So let me check whether it is going to define or not. And in the similar way, you can be able to check lot of things. If you want to know the how to deploy Azure SQL database with Azure App Service using the CLI, then you can check. So requirement may be anything. So every requirement has every person has a different kind of requirement. Every organization has a different requirement. So based on the requirement, you can interact with the AI, and you can do some kind of customization, and you can execute the same, because of, as I already told you, AI tool is only as a helping hand for you. It is not going to do the tasks which you are going to do. It is going to recommend you what the steps you can be able to perform. Here right now, it is the total number of services that you have is 2 services, that is virtual network, and the second one is resource group. Here if you want to check it, then you can check it here. How many count do we have? 2 count. In this way, we can be able to interact with the Copilot, which has been integrated with the Azure Cloud Computing Platform. You can be able to get each and everything information, whatever the tasks you are going to perform over the Azure portal. If you want to get the more information about the task you are going to execute, then with the help of the Copilot, you can be able to get the required info by using the Copilot. Then by doing some customization to the script which has been provided by the Copilot, you can be able to perform your tasks which you are going to looking it. Okay, so this is all about the Copilot, guys, and from your end you can explore a lot of things. Like, so I'm just providing some kind of overview about the Copilot, but your requirement is some kind of different, then based on your requirement you are going to execute the task which you want to execute in the Copilot. Then it is going to suggest some kind of steps. Please copy those steps, and if any kind of modification required, please do the modification and please do that. Then you will get some kind of results, then you will get the better understanding how the flow exactly happening. Okay, then by doing the same thing from your end, then you will have some kind of better understanding it is working or not. Then you will have some kind of better understanding. Okay guys, so okay guys, thank you so much for guys for attending my session, and we will meet up you in the next session with the new topic. Until signing off, thank you, bye bye.